Massive week ahead. We've got a big week of training. Before we get to that, just a quick comment on the fact that we're seeing a lot of new people in the gym the past couple of weeks. So welcome to Ducks. I hope you're enjoying it. We're probably going to see a fair few more people, especially being the start of the year as well. I just wanted to let any existing member know if you do see somebody, whether they're new or just by themselves, just go up, show them the Ducks way, introduce yourself, make sure they know where everything is, bands, balls, bars, and all that stuff. Just remember back to when it was your first day or your first week, how someone potentially came up to you and sort of helped you along the way as well. So show them the Ducks way, and let's move on to Monday. As y'all know, we've been doing our front squats for 7 or 8 weeks now. The plan was to never go for a 1 rep max front squat, even though if that did come up in the open, we're going to be very much well prepared for that. We're more focused on how that would apply to a more realistic movement that may show up in the open, maybe a clean, maybe a hang clean. We're going to do a hang clean today, and I'll explain why in a second. We're going to go a 12-minute EMOM of 1 hang squat clean. So you do 1 rep every minute for 12 minutes, and we're going to build over them 12 reps. Just like last week, we did a power clean, hang squat clean. So you should kind of know what you're available to hit. That was a little primer prep for today. Now you just have to do 1 hang squat clean, and you don't have to do all them calories beforehand. The reason behind the hang squat clean is because, in my opinion, the hang squat clean is a lot less technical than a full clean from the floor, where you have to focus on that first pull. That first pull has to be perfect. Your knees have to be out of the way. You've got to initiate it perfectly. You've got to make sure your chest goes over the bar. You've got to make sure you're not rocking from heel to toe. And yes, a few of them things still need to happen for the hang squat clean, but a lot less could go wrong. And I think the hang squat clean will probably highlight everyone's strengths. You're going to be able to get that bar easier onto the shoulder, and you're going to be able to hang squat clean a lot more than what you thought you could potentially do after all these front squats we've been doing, and that confidence from last week as well, knowing that you did a power clean beforehand and then a hang squat clean. So this is going to be a really good show. The plan would be to kind of aim for that really heavy single around minute 8, 9, or 10, with 2 more rounds there, minutes 11 and 12, to either consolidate it if you missed it prior, or to go even heavier than you thought you could. So the plan would be, I reckon, around 9 or 10. Go for what you want to be actually hitting, and then 11 and 12, it's just there just in case you do get them and you want to go even heavier again, or you've got 2 more chances to hit that weight if you missed it on rounds 9 or 10. Kind of think about where you want to hit, what weight, pretend that that's number 10, and then work backwards from there. And then I would say, maybe some 10 kilo jumps at the beginning, and then 5 kilo jumps in the middle towards the that 10th minute, and then maybe just have some 1.5 or 2.5 kilo jumps there just for them last 2 minutes if you do or are successful with that 9th and 10th minute. Hope you guys have built a lot of confidence over the last 8 or 9 weeks with this front squat, and I'm really curious to see what you guys can squat without taking it off a rack. So this hang squat clean is going to be really, really awesome to see. Remember, don't rush the descent into the hang position. Try and make sure your lats are set, control it down to your knee, and then violently jump the absolute fucking crap out of that bar. Get it onto your shoulders and squat it. You guys can do it, and have a lot of fun with these heavy lifting days. I apologize, there is a workout afterwards. The workout is a 10-minute AMRAP of burpee box jump overs. Yes, you heard me correctly. Burpee box jump overs. So we saw this on main site, CrossFit.com, 2 weeks ago, and I really thought it was quite interesting that they're throwing these burpee box jump overs in quite a lot leading up to the open. And it's the type of movement that you will get absolutely buried in unless you're doing a lot of them. We did it last Tuesday. We did 60 reps last Tuesday. Here, you should be doing a hell of a lot more than that. I would say, 90, 100, 110 reps is kind of like where people should be aiming for. And it really teaches you cadence and how to attack something like this. If you go out too hard at the start, mate, you're in for like 9.5 minutes of misery. So obviously go into it in a little bit of a mindset of like an EMOM potentially. 8 to 10 reps every minute for 10 minutes is going to leave you with 80 to 100 reps. So knowing that, just kind of like hold that pace and then up it or down it depending on how you feel. Be super efficient with that movement. And I know it's going to be an extremely mental workout. It's funny, before I end as well, I often, I've been programming for a while now, and I often look at programming quite a lot, and you find that the simplistic stuff is usually the most elegant and beautiful, and you get the best stimulus from them. I'm friends with a lot of PTs. I know a lot of people that have come from that PT world into the CrossFit world. I know a lot of people that dabble in a little bit of programming, and you can just tell those that maybe either don't follow it or they just don't understand what CrossFit is yet. I'll give you an example of like what you might see in the fitness industry that have potentially fallen in love with CrossFit and want to start programming. And then you look at something like this and you're like, whoa, that looks so sexy. And like, there's so many movements. I can't wait to do this. I wonder how it's going to feel. It's going to take like all this time. And then you realize at the end of it, you kind of felt like you were let down a little bit with what you were expecting. Usually CrossFit workouts that are programmed really well are super simple. That's why we do a lot of couplets, a lot of triplets. Sometimes we do chippers. Sometimes we do these single modality workouts. But I find that these ones are the ones that leave you most devastated, and they also leave you with that closer to adaptation than you would get from a workout that has 20 exercises, back to back to back. And at the end of the day, you're coming in to get that adaptation, get a little bit of change in the body, get a little bit of change in the system. Pay close attention to how you feel on a 10-minute AMRAP of one movement, because there's no reason why something like this couldn't pop up in the open. I'll leave you with the fact that I feel honored and blessed for you guys to allow me to program for you, and I love the trust. Thanks, team.